I think that should be good there. Let me shut the door so the audio gets better. Fellas, welcome back to the YouTube. Again, super excited to have you here. 1,000 subs officially. We're growing every day. So I'm like super addicted to my phone. I keep opening my phone and looking at YouTube and scrolling through and seeing where our subscriber count is. So I'm genuinely convicted that we'll hit 10,000 subscribers in January. Super excited, so I want to keep pressure on the algorithm. And just thank you guys so much for all the support in the Instagram DMs and the YouTube comments and the likes, whatever it may be. Thank you guys so much for that. It really is a super invigorating feeling, just seeing all of the support there. So without further ado, I want to share some of my reflections about building confidence. And I'm not here saying that I'm Rico Suave, but in my life so far, I've experienced a place of hyper insecurity in high school, in my physique, just in my mindset, and it was crippling, and I despised it. And I'm at a point now where I've kind of pushed past that, and I have conviction in myself and conviction in my abilities. And at the end of the day, I think that's really what confidence is, and I think that's why a lot of guys want confidence, as abstract of a term as that is. So these are just my reflections and things that have helped me along the way, and more so just mental frameworks that I kind of run through in my head when I'm struggling with that and I'm feeling that resistance. So I think it's a powerful skill set to develop because it opens doors, especially as a guy, it opens doors that otherwise wouldn't be open for you. And truly what it allows you to do is play at your highest potential and play at the next level in life, which I think is the key for living a life of a fully maximized potential. So the goal of this video is just to share some of my reflections and mental frameworks over what it took to slowly develop my confidence and to play at a higher level, to play at 80% of my potential rather than 10 or 5% like I used to. So it's something that a lot of guys, I think, especially nowadays, struggle with, is just lacking confidence. And it's something I struggle with as well. I mean, I'm not perfect either. I just want to share some of the info I wish I would have had a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago on this journey I'm on, where I'm building social media. I'm building my online health coaching platform. I just left my job. I just got married. This is really more so than anything just what I've learned along the way. So if you're watching this video to become the next pickup artist, or you're here to get girls, this might help, but that's not really what this video is truly about. I'm talking about confidence in yourself and in your abilities and in conviction and what you set out to achieve, to really step in the arena, to play at your highest potential, and to truly build towards your dream life. And in my opinion, and what I think to be true, it's only going to come through your deliberate effort and action. So guys, again, I'm not some sort of $100 million man. I'm not Alex Hormozi. I'm not some sort of expert or course seller or guru or anything like that. Really, more than anything, I'm just a guy on the internet documenting his journey, not only in my fitness, obviously, but also in my social media work and in my online health coaching platform. So without further ado, here are my 3 biggest takeaways and things I've kind of come across when it comes to building confidence and really just developing that as a skill set that I think will help you if you're in the position where you're feeling not a ton of conviction in your abilities and you're not really sure where to go or what to do next. So number 1, I think it's important to understand, and I didn't realize this for a long time, not up until I made my fitness transformation, is just that confidence is just a denomination of experience, right? The more experience you have, typically the more confident you are in something, right? It really wouldn't make sense that you'd be confident in something you'd never done before. That would just be an anomaly. That wouldn't be congruent. And so it's important to understand that you have no proof that you're capable of doing something, which is okay as long as you're taking action towards doing something. For me, I resonate with this a lot. I was in a very, very insecure, hyper insecure place in high school. Not only about my physique, but just in my mindset and my communication skills, really in everything. And it made sense I was in that position because I had never achieved anything truly worthwhile in my life. I had never set my sights on something and worked towards it and been able to achieve it. So that just made sense. And it wasn't until, I got so fed up with the position I was in that I decided to make a change. And I achieved it by going to the gym every day that I was able to see, holy crap, now I have this conviction in myself. Now I have proof I can achieve something. Where can I use this momentum in other areas of my life? For me, that ended up becoming a personal trainer in person, so I could put that same transformation, that same conviction in other people through their fitness journey, right? And then I was able to do that successfully, so then that momentum transferred into entrepreneurship, into sales, into marketing. And then it was just a snowball effect from there. So really, more than anything, you have to prove to yourself that you're not worthy of achieving, but that you're capable of achieving through deliberate action and effort towards a goal. And then once you do, just stack momentum. So number one, I mean, the biggest thing is just to understand that confidence is a denomination of experience, which is cool because if you want to become more confident in something, do more reps, right? Every time I go to the gym, I'm doing more reps. I'm putting more weight on the bar. I'm building confidence in my strength by progressing in weight. If I want to sharpen my sales skills, right? I would probably hop on every single day and practice sales for 20 minutes if I'm not feeling confident on my sales calls. It's an easy barrier to overcome because the only thing that's holding you back from that next level of confidence is just experience. So how quickly can you get in the trenches? You know, how quickly can you get your hands dirty? Again, I'm telling this to myself to sharpen the axe. Being vulnerable here, right? I'm not super confident in my sales abilities, but I know I can overcome that by hopping on every single day and studying sales for 20, 30 minutes every single day because that will compound. And the more I do it, the less I'm avoiding it and the more I'm practicing, therefore I'll build my confidence in that. Number two, okay? And I see this one cripple a lot of guys. I think this is one of the number one killer of guys' confidence and just overall in people's lives in general. And it's gonna be insufficiency through inaction. And that's kind of a term I've coined because it speaks to guys, and it speaks to me for sure, who feel insufficient and who don't feel confident and who feel just overall a sense of lack because they know they're not at their potential and they know they can play at a higher level, but they're not. But they're also not taking the action to go seek out that potential and to level up their life, right? And in my opinion, if there's one mission statement I have, it's that there's nothing worse than wasted potential. There really is. And I mean, to be honest, up until this point, and even sometimes nowadays, you know, I've spent a lot of my life just completely squandering my potential by not taking action, by not putting my full effort into something. And it really is a crippling feeling because I know I'm capable of so much more. And I know if you guys are watching this and you relate to that, I just know you know how that feeling is. And so we know when we're not playing at 100%, and we know what it takes to get to 100%, which is even worse, but we just don't take the action, right? And so why is that, and what is that emotion? And in my opinion, right, I think it just boils down to fear. Right? It's the fear of rejection. It's the fear of if we go all in and we try and we give it our all and we still fail, who's going to laugh at us? Who's going to think differently of us? How are we going to think of ourselves? How are we going to perceive ourselves? And so it's a very easy safety net to just not try, to not apply yourself at all, because that way you'll never fail. But also it's a double-edged sword, right? Because that fear of failure is also what's going to keep you back from your potential. Speaking this to myself, I experience this probably on a daily basis, you know? I have the mental frameworks to kind of overcome it because I can recognize it and say, no, that's a lie. That's not true. That's not real about myself. And I'm going to choose to do the inputs, which we'll get into next. I'm going to choose to do the inputs and the actions that will help me overcome that instead. The biggest example I have of this, at least in my life, is starting my career as a personal trainer. I was so terrified of hearing the word no. If anyone's worked sales, which I'm assuming a lot of the guys watching this video have worked sales or they've worked in some sort of atmosphere like that. I mean, I think the thing that holds most sales guys back, I know in my case, is like, you're just scared of hearing the word no. Whether it be calling leads, in my case, it was just calling leads. I was just scared to book them because I was scared to hear the word no and possibly upset somebody and, you know, get rejected, right? Which is such a dumb thing. Even saying it out loud, it's like just such a dumb thing. But genuinely, that was a big fear of mine. And then even more so, when pitching prospects or pitching leads, I was, again, scared to pitch, even though it was the thing that would got me paid. And number two, would have gotten them the most help, right? I was still scared because I was making it a money thing and I was just scared to hear the word no. And I wasn't ready to handle that. And so that's the most recent example I can think of in my life. And you know what the cool thing is? How I overcame that was, okay, I reworked it, right? I knew every time I called the lead, I got paid, even if I heard no, if I heard yes. And number two, I knew when I was calling people, I was helping them. And so it's my duty to help them. And so I just kind of buckled down. I overcame that resistance. I ended up calling people more. I ended up pitching more sales. And that netted me not only more clients, more help, more cash, but it also helped me overcome that resistance through experience, going back to number one. So number two is just insufficiency through inaction, more of just recognizing it in your own life so that you're able to overcome it and just kind of like put it off to the side when you see that coming up in your day-to-day. And really the most important thing you can do to overcome this is just take action because the experience will come on the back end. So that's number two. Okay guys, so the last one, I'm sure you guys have all heard this, fake it till you make it. And you hear this all the time in business, you hear it in sales, you hear it wherever, right? And I think it's important to understand, in my opinion, what this really means is Not that you have to put on some sort of facade of confidence or that you have to act a certain way or pretend you're something you're not, because I think people can see through that. And I think, genuine authenticity goes a lot farther than that kind of fake, cheap, flash in the pan type attitude. But what it does mean is that you should have solace in the fact that in whatever venture you start, someone has been there before and they've done it and they've been in the same position and they've made it, if not a worse position, and they've either made it further than you or just as far as you. And so people have been there before, they've been in your exact same position. So number one, it'd be selfish to believe that no one has had it as hard as you, because I'm sure there's people that have had it harder and done it better, right? But also, it's important to realize you're only a novice until you're not, right? And so what do I mean by this, right? I mean, it's up to you to decide when you want to go pro, right? Don't put on the pro ego, don't put on the pro attitude, don't be this false sense of confidence that you're not, right? But go pro through your daily inputs. I'm speaking to this now because I'm experiencing this, right? I just left my 9-to-5 in-person, I wouldn't say 9-to-5, but I just left my in-person training job. I am now just working completely from home. It's all the fruits of my own labor, right? And it's like, okay, I could squander this. I could wake up late. I could go to the gym late. I could slack off a little bit, but no, I want to go pro now. So what does going pro mean? Going pro means I do the inputs every single day that will eventually, in 3 months, in 4 weeks, whatever time frame I set, will lead me to that next level and make me a pro then. I'm gonna put the effort, the pro level, the expert level effort in now so that I can become that later. And so really what I think going pro is all about is just through your daily inputs and actions, right? Understand what the top guy is doing and do 3 times his inputs, right? If you can't, just match him and you'll get there as fast as he did. If you want to get there 3 times as fast as he did, match his inputs and 3x them every single day. In my opinion, that's what going pro is. And this is honestly the single best way, because it would be very easy for me to sit here and say, okay, I'm not a social media influencer. Who do I think I am? What gives me the right to quit my job and do this full time, right? And it's very easy for me to have this overwhelming sense of imposter syndrome. But I can combat that, right, by understanding that it's not real, because I'm not pretending like I'm a pro. I'm just doing the things the pro would do. I'm not an imposter. I'm the person putting in the actions day in and day out. And so that's really helped me overcome that. And I think that's a good mental framework to help overcome any resistance or any imposter syndrome that you may have, and truly just build confidence in your skill set and conviction in yourself. So if there's like an overarching theme for these 3 topics that I'm speaking to, put the freaking action in. Put the work in, day out. Do the inputs necessary. Identify what you want, number one. And then it's as simple as reworking to daily inputs that you can check off every single day. And as long as you check those off, there's some sort of time frame between now and forever where you achieve your goals. So I think that's the biggest thing that it takes in developing confidence. Confidence isn't some abstract thing. It's not the guy that walks in the bar and gets all the women. I mean, maybe it is to a certain degree, but in my opinion, what confidence is as a man is just authenticity, it's genuineness, it's action above all. I mean, not above those two, but it's action, high levels of action, and daily inputs consistently. That is what has calloused my mind so much, and what has allowed me to build the confidence to even speak on camera and to post myself on social media, which 5 years ago I never would have thought this would have been my day-to-day, but it's such a blessing. So anyway, that's my big 3 for you guys. Build your experience now, and really just don't stop until you win. Take massive amounts of action so that you can actually realize your potential, and just really fake it till you make it. Get out there, put yourself out, step in the arena. There's like that cool quote, like the man in the arena. Something about him not hearing the crowds. Like when you're in the arena, it's up to you to win, and you need to block everyone out who's a spectator, because their opinion doesn't matter. You're the one taking the risk. You're the one putting in the work. So yeah, guys, hope this video was valuable. Having a lot of fun with YouTube. 10K subscribers soon. Just checked out a new gym today. Oh my gosh, absolutely based owners, super cool gym. Super blessed to have that around us. So that's where a lot of the gym content will be filmed. Let me know if you guys want to see gym content in the future. It's what I post on my Instagram, but this seems to be more mindset focused, which I enjoy. I just enjoy getting to speak about my life and my experiences. So yeah, have some Instagram reels to edit, some DMs, some calls here in a little bit, but that's pretty much the flow of my day. This evening, I'll probably go play basketball or something. So yeah, anyway guys, I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.